Welcome to the next lecture on S matrix. Today we will see some important waveguide T's and what are the properties of S matrix. How can we compute the S matrix of such waveguide T's? First of all, we have something called T junction. T junction is any waveguide with three ports. Okay, any waveguide with three ports is called T junction. One of the types of T junction is called E-plane T, also called series T. Here I have drawn this E-plane T junction. The reason for calling this E-plane T is the electric field is parallel to the axis of side arm. Okay, so here is the side arm and here is this axis, and electric field here is parallel to this. We call it E-plane T. As I have told in last lecture also, that since it is a three-port network, so it will have a 3x3 S matrix defined in this way, definitely with 9 different elements. Now we start with some assumptions. So the first assumption we make, and later on we will see whether our assumption is correct or not. One of the assumptions we can make is that this E-plane T is perfectly matched. What does that mean? Perfectly matched at the three ports with the help of some maybe capacitive or inductive tuners. Perfectly matched means there will be no reflection at any port. Okay, so if we have incident wave here, there will be no reflection coming out. Similarly, if we have incident wave here, there will be no reflection coming out, so on and so forth. So all the waves, so if you transmit EM wave at port 1, it will get transmitted through port 2 and 3, there will be no reflection. Same is true with all the three ports. If that is true, then in this S matrix which components correspond to the reflections. They are diagonal elements. Okay, so it means S11, S22 and S33 is 0. See, this is under the assumption that if we assume that the ports are perfectly matched. Now another observation we can make is that if we impose the incident electromagnetic wave at port 3. Let me draw this here. So here is port 3 and my incident electromagnetic wave, I write here in, is here, and at port 1 and port 2 I am getting this is out, this is out. Okay, it means my microwave source is it is here, microwave source at port 3. Then the waves appearing at port 1 and port 2 will be in opposite phase and same magnitude by the very property of electromagnetic waves. And so hence I can easily write S13 is minus S23. Hence our S matrix gets simplified. We can write as 0 here, 0 here and 0 here. We can write like this. Then also we have done a couple of properties of S matrix. One of the property is that S matrix is symmetric. That is Sij is equal to Sji. So that gives us S12 is equal to S21, S13 is equal to S31, S23 is equal to S32. Okay, so these three can be used and we further will get some simplified matrix. Then we have one more property, that is the zero property of S matrix, which states that if you take the product of different S components in this way, suppose I have here S11, S12 conjugate plus S21 S22 conjugate plus S31 S32 conjugate is equal to 0. Someone has pointed out in last lecture, I might have written this, there might be some mistake. So this is the proper equation. What is this property? If you remember, I showed the property that Sik Sij conjugate, its summation over I is 0 when k not equal to j. So the first index will be same. So S1 here is also 1. This index will change. So it is 1, 2 here. Then this index is same. Then it is 1, 2 here. Then this index is same. It is 1, 2 here. Okay, that is what it means. It's the zero property. Now we can use this property, and we will further we can simplify the terms. And now if we incorporate the assumption that all the three ports are perfectly matched, I repeat it, which means that there are no reflections, hence diagonal elements are 0. This is our assumption. We may see later on that there is a contradiction with this. Now if we put S110, this term goes, so we get S31 and S32 conjugate is 0, but S31 is same as S13 by symmetry property, and S32 is same as S23, so S23 conjugate is 0, this one. Now this will be 0 only, so S13 S23 conjugate will be 0 only if either S13 is 0 or S23 is 0 conjugate, or both are 0. Let's see now what will be the consequence. Till now we have invoked two properties, zero property and symmetry property. We still are left with one more property, that is the unity property of S matrix. Unity property of S matrix. It states that the sum of products of each term of any one of the row or column multiplied by its complex conjugate is 1. That is S21 then S21 conjugate plus S22 and S22 conjugate plus S31 conjugate. No, it will be here S11, S11 conjugate. So we are considering row 1. So this is 0 because S11 we are assuming that the T is perfectly matched at all the three ports. I repeat it again and again, it's our assumption. We want to see what will be the consequence. So now we can write it as S21 conjugate plus S31 conjugate is 1. Similarly, another row, if you select S12 conjugate plus S32 conjugate is 1, and S13 conjugate plus S23 conjugate is 1. I repeat here, I am using property 2. If you recall, property 2 of symmetric matrices is summation Sij conjugate I runs from 1 to n is 1. Okay, this we have done in previous lecture. Now these three equations, you see, I can rewrite it. I can write now this as, so it is ZZ conjugate mod Z square, so S21 square, which is same as S12 square by symmetry property, right, is equal to 1 minus S31 square, but again by symmetry property I can write S13. So we have one relationship, S12 square mod of S12 square is 1 minus mod of S13 square. This we got from equation 1. Now similarly we from equation 2 we can get S mod of S12 square is equal to 1 minus mod of S32 square, which is same as 1 minus mod of S23 square by using the symmetry property of S matrix. It means 1 minus mod of S13 square is equal to 1 minus mod of S23 square. Okay, which of course is equal to mod of S12 square. Now there is a contradiction. Where is the contradiction? See here, we got one condition that S13 times S23 conjugate should be 0. So either S13 should be 0, but if S13 is 0, there is a contradiction. If you put S13 0, you will get 1 is equal to 1 minus mod of S23 square, which will then mean that S23 is 0. But if S23 is also 0, then the third equation here, this gives contradiction, because it states that mod of S13 square is equal to 1 minus mod of S23 square. So if you put both 0, so it becomes 1 is equal to 0, which is wrong. Okay. Similarly, if you assume that S23 is 0, then S13 also becomes 0 because of this equation. Okay, and again we arrive at a contradiction, 1 is equal to 0. So what is the mistake then? This inconsistency shows, it proves that a T junction cannot be matched to the 3 arms. First of all, mathematically it shows that assumption of all the 3 diagonal elements being equal to 0 is wrong. In other words, it means that the T junction cannot be matched to the 3 arcs. The matched means the reflections cannot be 0, cannot be matched to the 3 arcs. Okay, so hence there must be some reflection element also, so that SII, SJJ, S11, S22, S33 will not be 0. So we can at most then simplify our S matrix in this way. We have to write S11, then S12, then S13. Then again I can write here, instead of S21 I will write S12 symmetry property, S11, and I will write here minus S13 by using these equations. Similarly, it is here S13, then minus S13 and S33. Okay, so then I need some further given information. Depending upon the problem, I may be given some input and output parameters by which I can then denote, I can get other. You see now we have the S matrix has 1, 2, 3 and 4 variables only. So from 9 we have boiled down it to the 4 variables. So now we need some further information that will be usually given. Usually S matrix is given to you. Okay, and then from S matrix you may have to compute some quantities, and there are some T's given on the junctions in the book. Kindly read them. They are having similar analysis. H plane T. Okay, and then we have magic T. Magic T has 4 ports, and very simple. You can easily get the idea how S matrix there is computed. So in the next part of lecture, we will do something called directional coupler, which is very important, and we will also study how to derive S matrix of that. There are a lot of things to do, but now with this much theory you can understand other different microwave devices, because we have less time and we have to cover other important topics. Especially I want to show some of the microwave devices and some of the state of the art also, if time permits, gun diode and other important devices. So next lecture will possibly be the last lecture from this part. We will do the direction coupler. Thank you.